Here's some pseudoscience for you. I just heard recently some kind of article came up in the first page when I get onto the Chrome browser. There's all the suggestions, and one of them was some kind of article about how scientists think that our universe is on the edge of, or on the event. Our universe is on the event horizon of some kind of like mega black hole. So, okay, so this is pseudoscience. Not the event horizon thing. That could be pseudoscience too. I don't know. The reason it's pseudoscience is because I don't even know if this article is real, and also I don't know, I'm just guessing on what I'm going to say next. Okay, so what about this? Say we are on the event horizon of some mega black hole. Maybe in the universe, when matter is approaching a black hole or on the event horizon of a black hole, maybe that's when matter becomes consciousness. Maybe something about the way the matter is pulling apart slightly, or like how it's affecting or warping or whatever's happening when stuff goes on the event horizon. Whatever goes on in the event horizon, maybe that is this brief blip of consciousness, and that's what we've been experiencing here for the past 4,000 to 6,000 years, or 20,000 years, however long people think that humans have been conscious for, or consciousness has existed, maybe life. I don't know. Does life spring forth on the event horizon? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Say it does. Say we're reaching like our consciousness is obviously more sophisticated than like the grass. Like we can see more about what's going on here, potentially. I mean, do the grass have scientists like we just don't know about? They're like figuring stuff out on the grass level? I don't know. But here on our level, we seem like we're pretty advanced. We're like doing stuff, making connections, naming things, making machines. I mean, the machines kind of indicate something. I mean, we're doing something here that's different than the others, but anyway, maybe our advanced understanding of consciousness and conscious awareness is because we're approaching the black hole. We're like going in, and maybe when the planet flips to Christ-like love, when we become back as the Garden of Eden, when we've reached a critical mass of like-minded thinkers in love, and the wheat and the chaff are separated, the chaff is going to go in the freaking furnace, and the wheat's going to be gathered into the barn. And then it could just be like a wheat thing on the earth. Just, there we go. Now we don't have to worry about all that nonsense, all the tricks, and just, we could just trust each other again. Anyway, again, as if we ever could. So, say Satan's bound for 2,000 years, maybe to our experience, our understanding, like us going into the black hole is the same bound thing. Maybe it feels like 2,000 years as we go. Whatever it feels like to us, like that's the feeling of entering into a black hole. Maybe that's why I'm so dang scared of black holes, because we're already going into one. Yikes. But then does consciousness just bleep out as soon as you're in there? Like, what happens to the consciousness, Is it different? Is it changed? Is it morphed? Is it something better? Is that where it's all supposed to happen? The black hole's the way to the next thing. That, like the drain of, like it's a drain, right? Like the universe is like expanding, but maybe the black holes that you like drain out through into something else, so you're not like stuck in this ever expanding emptiness. I don't know. The black holes, are they expanding with it? I think they were saying that they do. The black hole is just like a planet. It's like a really, really dense planet. A really, really, really big and dense star thing. I don't know. It became so big that it kind of got too heavy and like smushed together as like super, super, super dense. Like you think lead is dense. Well, like a black hole is like denser than lead. It's real dense. Dense. That's why it pulls things into it, because it's so dense, it's so like massive, right? I think that's the idea. Just wonder what it looks like in there, if it looks like anything, or if consciousness can exist in there, if consciousness is an existing thing in the universe, where like if there are no bodies to inhabit or like life to experience with, do you just experience anyway, or are you just still there? But like, what happens if you get near a black hole? You get sucked into? I don't know. What are black holes in the consciousness experience? Like, what if we didn't have physical bodies? How would consciousness feel? Like, what would black holes be then? What are they? So obviously, this is just a description of what is, as we are going around here in it. This is just what consciousness is kind of looking at. Interpreting it as helps us to survive, to continue going forth in this conscious experience. So you wonder what this is in reality. You wonder what black holes are in reality, like in the real reality. And are black holes scary? Or are they a catalyst? Or are they something else? Like, I don't know. I think physical stuff does matter. I think physical stuff is matter. It is matter, and it does matter. I think it's all played out on the plane of existence, and the physical stuff is just what we can interpret and see with our body filters, right? Our bodies as filters. To filter in the constant I am into something that we can work with. Because the constant I am is cool, like the singing choirs of angels. I am constantly, I am. So great to be. But this is a way of filtering it to take hold and the tangible I am, and to try to see like different parts of it, feel it, like the blind mice. We're not blind, but we are blind. We have to be blind to most of it, otherwise we can't see these 5 things we're focusing on. 5 things. All right, guys, here's 5 things to focus on. Taste, touch, smell, sight, sound. Your 5 senses. And your consciousness has some other stuff it can do, but like, this is what we're focusing on, dealing with power, handling intent. The Don Juan talks about that, handling intent. How do you handle this? We're not handling this, though. It's the other thing, the conscious thing. Handling intent, handling the consciousness behind the experiment. Not really the experiment, but the tangible stuff that we're doing here. I think that's what the Book of Life is, the tangible stuff that gets like moved around, written down, moved around. As we move the molecules around, we physically set them in their places. When I drive my car, I'm setting molecules in motion, putting them in different places. Like, obviously, even the act of building a car has moved molecules into this form, to this position. And maybe the way I interact with that, with my brothers and sisters, that's the whole thing. It's just learning to act in love, choosing love. Why would I have to feel so desperate and on the edge, though, all the time? Why does it have to feel like God is going to make it look like I'm falling off the cliff all the time? He'll just, like, randomly catch me as I'm falling. Like Jake the dog stretches, I might actively be falling. And, like, well, this is where it's leading me now. What the heck? God? And there he is to swoop me up. Why does it have to be so on the edge all the time? That's what I want to know. I mean, does there ever get to the point, is it because my consciousness, I'm not having enough faith until I'm leaping and then I'm like, crap, help? Or is it, but I feel like my faith is what's bringing me to the edges of cliffs in the first place. Like, if I didn't have any faith, I wouldn't be even dabbling near the edge. I would just be like living fully in society, maybe. Would I? I don't know. I think society being wrong is what kind of led me to the fringes in the first place. Society being just objectively gross in an indescribable way that I've been trying to describe my entire life so I could understand it. and hopefully influence people to change it, because society can logically be good, but it sucks as it is. Their love of people is waxed cold. Like, we don't have natural affection, stuff like that. People just care about getting gain over their brothers to get gain. Oh, I heard that one in Kentucky. That was a good one from some neighbors. They were obsessed with that one, to get gain. That was their obsession on their farm. That was a pretty good one, though. That's pretty good. That's influenced me. Like, what is that? Is that what we're supposed to be doing? We're supposed to be influencing each other to help each other to understand the mammon situation, to understand like what we understand about it, and like how I view the mammon seems better for living. It's not that I am owning heaven. Like, our heaven is good. Come join our church, because our heaven makes sense, where you can be with your family later. Our heaven is where you can get all these benefits. It's like, no, we don't own heaven. We're not heaven owners. We just have a way of living, or a way of perceiving the stuff that makes sense in such a way that helps us to grow and progress to where we would logically want to go. Maybe. Like, maybe this world is about figuring out what we want to go. First of all, understanding how suck it is if we go the wrong way, if we go wrong places. And it's so quick. It's quick to see. It's easy. And maybe the forgetting is helpful to like having it be quick. Like ripping off a Band-Aid quick. Like this, you have one life kind of quick. Like, hey, how can I be judged for all eternity based on this one life? It's like, I mean, because it's quick. It's like a chemical chain reaction. You're going to like pan out however you do, but like you're on a trajectory. Is that fair? Should we then warn anybody, or are we supposed to just do our organic experience? So like people can learn. Maybe you get more than one blip to learn, but maybe you need it to be forgotten. Like, you need the blipping, you need it to be a forgetting, and you need to be going through it and over and over until you learn it. Could be. I've heard it say many times, you know, especially in ICP, like, we're already dead. And that's what Don Juan says too, a lot. John Gennaro, especially, I'm not even pronouncing it right. Don Gennaro. I say Gennaro, that's how I pronounced it when I was 10. He, it's like I only hang out with, everybody else is phantoms, and I only hang out with this guy, and it's like, oh my gosh. And like, I've heard it say otherwise too, I'm dead and everyone else is alive. And also I've heard it say, be not in the world, or be in the world but not of the world. I've also heard it say, like, we're dead already. I've heard it say, I don't know, just a lot of stuff about death. In the world, not of the world. That may or may not. Like, you could see how it could apply, but that's not necessarily pointing at it. Like, it's not specific. But if you treat it as though you're already dead, what if this is the eternal progression? This is the spirit prison. We're all here, stuck. We're doing this sloggy stuff, stuck here, trying to help each other out. We just keep doing it over and over and over, right? Ecclesiastes, it's all under the sun. Just keep doing it over and over and over until we get it. Is that reincarnation? Other cultures have ideas of reincarnation. We're like, it's only one life. Well, maybe that's all we can remember. Maybe that's all we're supposed to be dealing with, one at a time. Just deal with this one. Just figure it out. Maybe. Maybe it really is just one shot. Just, here's your life. Ripping off a Band-Aid, you know, just get that body, zoom, figured it out, or you didn't, you know, fly or fall. But we don't have time for this. We don't have time for this nonsense. Nobody does. We have an eternity to get to. We don't have time for this. I think it's pretty good to think about that too, that if this is just eternity, what are we racing towards? What are we all rushing around for? What are we trying to get to? The next dopamine hit, the next bodily high. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, so good. Oh, Tears for Fears. I won that bet. Tears for Fears with Mad World. That's a good song. It's a lament. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Went to school and I was very nervous. Look right through me, look right through me. So, yeah, are we racing to the next birthday, the next dopamine hit, you know? Are we supposed to be doing something else? I'm not supposed to, but like, would it behoove us to do something else? Would it be wise to be doing other things with our time besides jumping to the next party and the next new outfit and the next McDonald's lunch, the next yummy thing, you know? Maybe in between the yummy things, we're like acting in love and stuff, working on ourselves, working on a challenge of our internal battles with pride and stuff like that. And will that lead us down stranger places, better places? I would say strange places are better. We're a peculiar people, supposed to be. Not strange like dark and wicked, but like strange like, I can't believe God is so crazy, or that this is actually happening. I can't believe this is so wacky and so great in a great way, you know? I can't believe consciousness can go this way, and I can't believe that we're all here doing it. And not the Alanis song, but she does do a thing. If we're going to survive, we need to get a little bit crazy, right? The song Crazy, that's a good one. In a world full of people, only some want to fly. Is that not crazy? I don't know. It's a pretty good song. I think people have been pointing out it and talking about it for so long. It's like, we all have these pieces to the puzzle. I don't know why we can't figure it out. Like, what is there to figure out? Figure out what you're going to do, where your place in it is, how you're going to be. Figure out, how you're going to be, where you're going to act, what kind of group you want to join and be a part of. You want to be a part of Zion, you got to be Zion-like. It's a heart issue. You've got to change your heart. You've got to work on that stuff. It's difficult. It's a challenge. It's not something you just naturally tend toward, likely. Likely, you naturally tend toward satisfying the body desire, the dopamine hits. All of us do. We're all born trying to satisfy the dopamine hits, and we need to be as children, as young children, as infants. As infants, satisfying your dopamine hits is like how you survive. If you don't do that, you're going to be on an IV. You just don't survive. Like, that wouldn't be a thing. Like, in nature, originally, when our bodies were developing evolutionarily, the baby's born and doesn't feel like suckling or eating at all. I mean, there's not much you can do. You can lead a horse to water. You can't make him drink. There's tricks you can do. We can help our babies. And maybe that's why our babies are born kind of sucking at life. Like, sometimes they don't even know how to eat. Maybe because that's where we are more godly than the animals. Like, we are more likely to avoid dopamine hits for like the right things. Like, our bodies are naturally like a little bit loosened from trying to just get the dopamine rewards, but we still have that. Like, we still need to do that, especially as infants. We have needs. Like, dopamine is that motivator to get us to suckle and to keep going. You know, once we have taken hold and we've taken root a little bit, like maybe we're 8 years old or something, you know, we can like start thinking about this stuff more. We can start being accountable for our actions and like love. We can start understanding things like love and withholding gratification for something better. I think we train our children slowly to reach that level. And I think if you trained your child reasonably from birth, yes, to start delaying gratification, and not for needs, obviously, not for an infant, an exclusively nursing infant. Probably shouldn't be like teaching them to delay gratification. I feel like just do for a year, like you can be gratified for 1-2 years. I mean, you're not exclusively nursing past the year, I don't think. Some people go a whole year. I did not. I fed my babies food as soon as they wanted it, around 4 months old. I did baby-led weaning. But say you went a year, I don't know. I think if your baby's exclusively breastfed, they don't need to start learning delayed gratification. But I think once they're eating food, like they are able to learn, like, you have to wait for mommy. Like, I'm sitting you in your chair and you have to wait while I'm getting the food. It's not here instantly. We do have to wait for things. It starts with that. It starts there, right? You start delaying and like, and if you're crazy, like, oh, I'm hurrying, I'm gonna get it for you, I'm gonna get it. They learn to be a little king, don't they? Learn to be a little princess, little queen, demanding for things, and I should have this now. Kind of depends on how you treat them, your environment, right? You can make it easier for them or harder for them to accept till delayed dopamine hits. But around adulthood, we're gonna hope that you're delaying dopamine hits to like get along in life somewhat. I think you're expecting not to be an infant as an 18-year-old, but I think we're making that harder and harder on our kids. I mean, I'm super guilty of it too. I love it when they are just kind of hanging out, watching TV, and it's just like, yeah, this is great. But is that good for them overall for their life? I don't know. I think it just depends on the time and the place. I think you just have to judge that. You have to but be considering it. As a parent, you do have to consider your children and how they're being raised. I mean, that's kind of the idea behind being a parent. The idea behind parenting versus just growing up. I heard it once. You could be raised or you can just grow up. I've heard the difference between just growing up and actually being raised. I think that is so important, so crucial, so vital to the adult person, being raised. Oh, and it's so good. Adventure Time displays that so freaking amazingly through the Tiffany storyline. Tiffany's is the most like side character, not the most side character. No, maybe Gunter, but it's like almost like Adventure Time takes the side characters and makes them like super impactful. One reason I really love Adventure Time because it also makes you think about your own story and like maybe you're the Finn in your story, right? But like the side characters have intricate lives. Like Tiffany's like, oh man, is this where it ends for the saga of Tiffany? And you realize Tiffany has been going around doing Tiffany stuff, like being the center of his saga the whole time. Finn and Jake have been doing that, and like he has all this backstory and all this complicated emotions and like situations regarding Finn and Jake, and like he doesn't even like Finn. It's like, how could you not like Finn? There's just like so much with Tiffany. Like Tiffany is such a complex person, and then where it does turn out for Tiffany is just so amazingly like merciful and so great. Like I don't even think they address that until I think it might be the second to last episode in Distant Lands. Like it's even the after thing. Distant Lands, I think second to last, where Finn and Jake are there. Man, and Tiffany gets resolved, and it's just like in the best way possible. It's just so merciful, it's so great. It's just so satisfying and amazing. Oh, I just love that show. But yes, being raised versus growing up. So like Tiffany just grew up, right? But then he has a chance to be raised, and like how different the lives of our children would turn out if they were raised instead of growing up. And even Finn says, Jake's like, how can you control me so well when he wears the Jake suit, right? Because Jake can stretch so Finn can get inside him, and then like Jake can also stretch so he can get inside Finn, and they can like move each other's bodies like puppets. And Jake's like, how can you do all this cool stuff with me? And he's like, because I'm graceful. Mom raised me graceful. Finn was raised, Jake was raised. Just so good. So freaking good. Yes. So let's try to be intentional and like mindful even when we're raising our children.